Hey guys, I'm back. I realized that I didn't talk about our sinking funds on my first video of our debt-free journey, so I wanted to give you an idea of what our sinking fund looks like, and maybe you can tell me if there's anything that I've missed on my list that you have on your sinking fund, because a lot of these have zeros next to them because these were actually just something that we came up with in our monthly meeting, which just happened last week. So, and also I wanted to show you why sinking funds are such an important part of your journey to becoming debt free, and I'll show you that in our later in the video when I show you what we had the cash flow. And it's only the 8th of October and all this stuff happened last week, so you'll be very surprised at how much sinking funds are such an important part of your debt-free journey. So I showed you on my last video, we have an emergency fund of $1,200. We're not comfortable with just having $1,000, and every family is different, so whatever you're comfortable with, it's fine. We're just not comfortable with just having $1,000, so we do put a little bit of money every paycheck into that fund until we get to the point where we feel that we can breathe easy. So you're going to see that number go up. If you have followed me throughout my videos, whether they're the Dollar Tree hauls or the thrift store hauls, I have mentioned that Matthew has a medical condition. It is something that he was born with. We do have quarterly medical bills for him, so that's why he has his own separate account. But lately they've been adjusting his medication, and so he's been having to have his blood drawn more frequently now. We haven't received the bill yet, but we know that our next bill is going to be around $108 because he just had blood work done last month, and they're still adjusting his medication, so we are going to have another bill coming up for next month for the blood work that he will be having done at the end of this month. So that's why you're going to see two separate medical sinking funds here. One for Matthew because he has to go to the doctor more frequently, and I can do a video on that if you want to. If you want to know real quick what he was born with, he has congenital adrenal hyperplasia, and he has the most severe form of it, which is salt waster. And but I'll do a separate video on that. I just wanted to give you a little background of why we have two separate medical funds. The next thing we have is our Christmas fund. We kind of started that a little late, so not really sure how that's going to work out. We have told each other that we're not going to veer off this budget, which is harder for my husband than it is for me, because my priority is getting debt free, not having big elaborate Christmases that we've had in the past. So that's just something that it's probably going to be harder for him than it is for me, because it doesn't matter. Home repair, if you've heard me in the past, we are putting our house on the market on February of next year, so there are a lot of things that we need to do to our home. Not really a lot, it's just they're bigger things. We will be putting a bigger amount in that fund this month. We just haven't done that yet. Tires, I'm going to show you in the next page what we cash flowed this month regarding tires. My husband had to replace 2 of his tires so that we can have our inspection done to register our vehicles. So so right now he has 2 decent front tires, 2 decent back tires, but eventually he'll have to replace all 4. So that's what that fund is for. Vehicles, tax and registration, there's a 0 on that because we just had to pay that, and I'll show you that on the next page. Vehicle maintenance, that is mostly for his truck because he does his own oil changes. Our van, our dealership does that for us for well, not for free, but that was part of our package when we bought the vehicle. So, and then just any other stuff that we might need to get, like car wash soap and air fresheners or whatever. That's what that fund is for. Pet care, we have 2 dogs. If you've seen my walk 2 miles a day challenge. You've seen Max and Isabella in those. We're not really putting too much money in that because we've kind of tried to set it to where we get our income tax next year, that's when we're going to schedule for their annual exams. Because like I said, we kind of started our sinking funds a little late because we were so gazelle intense in paying our debt snowball. We really didn't do that. Plus, I think it'll be less stressful for us scheduling it for that time period because we know that we'll have money coming in. But we're still going to put money in there every month to cover any unexpected expenses. Family medical, if you've seen our debt-free journey video, you'll know that we just had a family medical emergency which brought our debt back up. But this is going to be for any other unexpected medical expenses that we have for, you know, the rest of us outside of Matthew, like co-pays and, you know, emergency visits or whatnot, because we were really unprepared for that one bill. The next one is glasses. It's time for my husband and I to get our annual exam. We have really good health insurance as far as for our glasses, our dental and stuff like that. But we do have really bad eyesight, so we have to get special lenses, and that costs a little bit more. So that's what those glasses are for, myself and my husband. I've mentioned that our oldest son is going to get married in May of next year. We didn't put any money aside for that yet. All three of our boys will be in the wedding, so we'll have to have a deposit by February. So you'll see that number go up pretty fast in the next couple of months. Sports and band, those are for the boys. Matthew and Benjamin play sports, and Jaden is in the band, so those are there for their expenses. That is one thing that we do not take away from the boys, is their activities, because, you know, it's not their fault we're in debt, and we don't feel that we need to take those parts of their lives away from them just to get out of debt. Other people have different opinions about that, but that's just how our family works. You've seen our bird Jessie in one of the videos that I did with the walk 2 mile challenge. She needs a new cage. It's not a priority, but I've been wanting to get her one for 2 years now, so I went ahead and put that in the sinking fund. Like I said, that's not a priority, and I only put $100 in there just because I'm not really sure where I plan on getting her cage at. But that is something that I've been wanting to get her, and, you know, you'll see that number go up, but not as fast as the other ones. The next thing that we need to get is a dog pen. Currently we have a permanent one that is falling apart. We do plan on moving, so we need to tear that one down and get one that we can take with us. And the lowest that we found that would be big enough for Max and Isabella is roughly $200 and some odd at our local Tractor Supply store. So I just rounded it off to $350 just in case. Road work. We live on a gravel road off the main road. There are a lot of potholes, and this actually works out great for us because one of our neighbors went and priced a truckload of gravel, and there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families down our road. We're all going to pitch in about $82 roughly to pay for that, and that'll get that road fixed, which works out great for us because we were thinking that we were going to have to do that on our own in order to put our house on the market, because that was one of the suggestions the realtor gave us. But yeah, so that worked out great in our favor. So instead of paying $400, $500 to get that done, we have all our neighbors pitching in to do that. So that was really great. I wanted to show you why it's very important to have sinking funds. And like I said, it's only the 8th of October and we've already had to fork out a lot of money. But thankfully we had sinking funds to cover the costs. And I'll show that to you in a minute. And I apologize for my voice. I have a chest cold and I sound really bad. Okay guys, this is what we've had to cash flow so far for the month of October. It's only the 8th, so luckily we had sinking funds for these 4 categories. The van ended up costing $147.98. The truck was $125.51. Our school district decided to charge every student a technology fee. We have 3 kids in school, so that came out to $60. I mentioned earlier my husband needed to replace 2 of his tires to pass inspection, and that came out to $70. So just for these 4 items here came out to $403.49. We're very grateful that we started our sinking fund for these categories. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the other ones we didn't even think about, and we kind of started them late. But at least now we have a general idea of what's going to cost in these categories for the following year. Like I said, the tires, that's not going to be $70. It's going to be more than that because we're going to have to replace all 4 of his tires eventually. The technology fee, that's going to be an annual thing now, so we'll have that for next year just like we had it this year. Benjamin, Matthew, and Jaden all have savings accounts, so, and that's specifically for unexpected school fees that they may have. So luckily we had that already established in their account, so that's what we were able to cover that for. We knew that this was going to be pretty high, so we had been saving up for that as well. But yeah, I'm so glad that we started doing sinking funds. I'm very grateful that we discovered Dave Ramsey. If there are any categories that you didn't see on my list that maybe you have and that maybe I should be aware of, please let me know down below in the comments section. I will be doing a mid-month budget review just to give you a general idea of where we're at and how much we've paid so far. That'll be my second video of our debt-free journey, outside of these other little videos that I show you. But yeah, we're not going to really get into detail as we've seen other YouTubers, like when they break it down by percentage and interest, how much they paid towards interest. We're not that complicated, I guess. We're just pretty simple. We want to pay our bills, and that's about it. But yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. This has really helped us get more motivated by doing these types of videos for you guys. So I hope you enjoy them as much as we enjoy making them. But that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless, and I will see you soon.